I'm going to learn how to sew. Like,
I love this.
Yeah, I'm tired. You know what? T-shirts, they're too long.
They are.
We can all agree.
Mm-hmm.
And my normal method of
we can all agree.
just cutting them
Uh-huh.
and leaving that raw edge, it's ultra casual, isn't it?
It is very casual.
I'm 36 years old. I need sometimes to have a hem on my T-shirt. So I'm going to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
my
hell
goal.
yeah. Like
It's a new
hand
goal.
sewing? Is that what
I'm
you're...
going to start with hand sewing because I don't have a freaking sewing machine.
Yeah. I could also teach you. I do know how to do all of that stuff. And I have a sewing machine.
Actually, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, fun segue because like I might need to borrow it.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. Well, now that that's all set up, I'm Shelby.
I'm Sam.
And this is the Rom Complex.
Romance ain't gotta be overrated or complicated. The Rom Complex. Welcome, we're glad you made it. But don't be shaded. Rom Complex. It's just the Rom Complex. It's just the Rom Complex.
Guys, she only asked me on the podcast so that I had to say
had
yes.
to say
Because if I
yes.
said no, I would sound like a bad co-host.
It's like when you have your friend over and you ask your mom if they can sleep over in front of the
Of them.
friend.
Yeah, you bring them out with you and you're like, Mom, please.
I did that once and my mom was like, don't do that. And here's why. And I was like, okay, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
the
I will
why?
never do it. Oh, just to make her not, so that she doesn't feel awkward saying yes or no, like with the kid, or like make the kid feel bad
Yeah.
to get said no in front of.
Nah, I still did that shit all the time. I don't care.
You're like, no, I can manipulate you.
It's called manipulation, and I did it. Sue me. Freaking sue me.
Well, speaking of manipulation, specifically emotional manipulation,
Get into it.
we're talking about a movie that made me tear up, certainly.
I like that you say tear up, and I say I sobbed.
You did.
I sobbed not once, but 3 times. 3 separate times I sobbed.
I did have to. This was one of the times where I'm like, I have to hold it in a little bit at the end. I'm like, I cannot let myself go full crying because it'll be too much. Like, I have a day that I have to live after this. So
I didn't live a
merely
single day
teared up.
after this. My day was ruined.
It was over.
My day was over. I was like, well, I guess I'm never leaving this couch.
Okay, for context, we are talking about Netflix's new movie, Voicemails for Isabelle, just came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
Starring Zoe Dutch. We know she's a rom-com queen,
Rom-com gal.
very successful in her rom-com roles. And Nick Robinson, who
We haven't seen in a while.
I was like, I've never seen this man before. He was Love Simon.
Yeah, he's Simon.
He was Simon.
He was literally Simon.
He was literally Simon, writing those little letters, sitting on the little Ferris wheel at the end. Did we talk about Love Simon on this podcast?
No, you know what? Did we?
That's a great question.
Guys, we've been doing this way too long. This is 301,
This
babe.
is 301.
I simply couldn't tell you. I simply
After
couldn't tell. I feel like we have.
300,
I feel like we
you're-
did.
Yeah, you're allowed to not remember it.
Yeah, we're allowed to talk about our previous episodes as if they don't exist in real time.
Yeah. So I was like, I've never seen him before. Loved him in this, but we'll get to that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Written and directed by Leah McKendrick, who is actually in the movie. She's Brita.
Oh,
She
that's right.
is one of Wes's friends.
Yes, and she's she's like a huge rom-com like nerd. From every interview I've seen, she talks about little Easter eggs that she put in the movie that reference other rom-coms that she loves. You know, this movie is very reminiscent of You've Got Mail.
It's got a You've Got Mail vibe.
It's got a more modern, obviously, You've
And
Got
a-
Mail vibe.
A Sleepless in Seattle vibe.
A little bit of
Like,
a Sleepless in show. It's a girl. She's a girl who loves her rom-coms, which I think
It
is
shows.
why this movie is so good.
Absolutely, it shows. Like, and we talk about this all the time where we can tell when it seems like a rom-com's written by someone who hates rom-coms.
Yep.
This there is love in this, absolutely. And I did not go into this expecting like the emotional roller coaster that I went on.
100%. I knew it was going to be emotional, but I thought it was going to be emotional in the distant way that a lot of rom-coms are emotional.
Yeah.
Where, especially because they tell you in the trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That her sister is dead. Spoiler, I guess. Not really. So they tell you in the trailer. So my assumption was we were existing in a world post-sister dying, still grief, maybe like 6 months to a year after, you know, when it still hurts a lot, but it's not as like new and recent. Nah, babe, we get it. We freaking get it. And it killed me, frankly. It really did.
Okay, so baseline, this movie, as we said, is very emotional. It kicks off when Jill's voicemails meant for her sister, who's dead, instead go to a new work phone belonging to a guy named Wes.
Oh, Wes.
But Sam...
Oh, God.
Our favorite question.
Yeah.
What is this movie about?
God. You know, this is really hard, actually, to come up with because I genuinely think this is the second time this year that I've walked into a movie expecting one thing and then left with these like grand conversations or thoughts and things about grief. The first one was Sheep Detective. Guys, I don't give it. Shelby didn't like it as much as I did, but you know what? That movie wrecked me. I cried.
I still liked it.
No, but you didn't like it the way you should like it, didn't. Which is deeply and in your soul. You know,
it didn't touch me.
It didn't touch you in your soul. So this one, again, was a situation where I'm like, oh, it's going to be a fun little love movie where, like, you know, we've got some intrigue and, you know, mistaken communications and it's going to be like fun. But ultimately, I do think this is a movie that's just about, honestly, it's a movie that's just about love. Like, it's not even just romantic love. It's all of the love in between, the love you show your friends, the love you show your family, and how you move through the world when a tragedy occurs.
Yeah, definitely treats love as something that still goes on whether the people are there or not.
100%. And I think ultimately, too, it's like the main character, Jill, is just processing grief the entirety of the film. And that doesn't, and I think, you know, I feel like a lot of the times when we get grief depicted on screen in film or television, it's like the world stops. And I know that that is a very common feeling, but I like that this movie doesn't do that. It's like, it's the processing in between the life still having to be lived. And like, you still have to go to work and you still have obligations and you still have all of these things, but it's like how you navigate that while also picking back up where life left off.
Yeah, just a fluffy little romance.
Yeah, so you know? Fluffy, so easy.
Just sweet like candy.
No tears were shed. 0 tears. I literally called my mom after I watched this and she was like, what is wrong? I looked so puffy and red and I was still actively crying when I called her. She was like, oh my God, what's wrong? And I was like, I just watched voicemails for Isabelle. And she was like, oh yeah, I watched that last week.
Yeah. She understood because she's
got
like,
me.
Okay, I get it.
She's like, oh yeah, I got it.
I've been where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the movie starts out and we see Jill and Isabelle as kids. They're very close. Jill, super outgoing, like loves to go out into the world and have experiences and then come home and relate them to Isabelle, who's very sick with cystic fibrosis.
Yeah.
So she can't go out a lot. She's got like breathing
air tubes.
Air tubes.
Yeah.
And then when it starts out, she goes and she like kisses a boy named, they give her his name, Colin Corwin. So I was like, oh, is this going to be like, they're like they know each other as kids. Like I thought Colin Corwin was going to be like halfway through the movie. I was still waiting for Colin Corwin to show back up. He doesn't.
Chekhov's
this is just
full
like,
name. Yeah.
She kisses a boy so she can go home and tell her sister about it and like what it was like. It's very sweet. They
so
have
funny.
like a really sweet relationship.
It's adorable. And, you know, then they also show like the next day or something that the boy's like making fun of her, saying that she tasted like beef jerky or smelled like beef jerky, something silly. And she like takes it on the chin. You can tell immediately that Jill is someone who has a very good sense of self. She is very grounded in who she is. She's not really like performing for approval. She's just kind of like doing it for the plot, like so that she can tell her sister about all this stuff. And then the boy, Colin, makes a remark about, oh, does your sister also taste like beef jerky, or does she just taste like cancer? Like, and she beats like, the shit out of him, rightfully so.
Yeah. I was like, how is Colin going to come back from that one? Like, he's going to need a big apology to become our lead.
Nope. LOL. No. Thank God we never see him again.
Right. Nope. We see, so like Jill and Isabelle grow up a little bit, and now eventually Jill's an adult, and she is like a prep cook working for this ridiculous chef in San Francisco, like over the top, you know,
Nick
top
Offerman,
chef. Like,
guys.
He's Nick Offerman.
Nick
so he's
Offerman. So
a
imagine.
Character,
yeah.
You know. And you get the idea. The vibe in that place is not good. It's very sexist-y.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We've all seen The Bear. We know what a toxic kitchen looks like.
Yes, chef. On top of that, Jill goes on a date. It's not good. Like, the guy has pink eye. He clearly has pink eye and is trying to touch her with his pink eye fingers.
Why did she let him touch her with his pink eye
Maybe
fingers?
she froze. Like, in her fight or flight,
no.
it was a freeze response.
No. That girl has fast reflexes. There's no way it was a freeze.
There's no way. She's a chef. She cares about sanitation.
Exactly.
So she calls Isabelle and tells her all about everything that's happening, as she does. And Isabelle is like endlessly supportive. They're super cute. They call each other lad and brother and like just do little accents at each other and just clearly have such a cute, sweet relationship. But then Isabelle gives kind of bad news about her health and is like, oh yeah, they said I need a lung transplant.
Yeah.
So Jill, being the sister that she is like, I'm flying back now. And Isabelle is like, no, just stay there. You know, you're coming for Thanksgiving.
So she doesn't fly home because her sister says, oh, I'll just see you in a couple weeks. But then like literally the next scene, she like gets a call from her mom and she's like, hey, you need to come home right now. So she does. And this is the scene that broke me. Done.
Yeah.
It's like 15 minutes into the fucking movie. She gets there and she like finds her mom. She's like, okay, what are they saying? Like, what are the doctors saying? What's going on? And her mom very like kindly and gently is like, this is what happened. They tried to do this. It didn't work. She's passed away. And this was like, again, a credit to Zoe in her acting choices, because the thing that killed me is that she's still nodding. Like she's listening to her mom tell her that her sister is dead. And she's like, okay, but where is she? Like, what are the doctors saying? Like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And she's just like, honey, and she's like, okay, but what, like, where is she?
But what did they say?
But she's just like, she cannot hear it. She cannot hear that her sister has passed away. So she tries to like make a run for it down the hall to like find her. And both of her parents kind of like grab her. And obviously lots of tears, lots of crying, lots of sadness. And her sister has died.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So we get the funeral. We're at the funeral. Jill gives a speech and she's talking about how inspiring Isabelle was and like just how much she got out of life because of Isabelle. And you can hear she still has that life in her voice. Like she doesn't want, she can go on living with, she just wants Isabelle with her.
Yeah.
But anyway, afterwards, she's listening back to some voicemails from Isabelle and like getting really drunk. And she ends up calling Isabelle's number and leaves her a voicemail about, how she's feeling, what's going on. And it goes to a guy in Austin.
Yeah.
A real estate agent named Wes. And it's like the middle of the night. But he listens back to the voicemail and he finds it pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Because it's not like a sad, depressing voicemail either. She's like back into like as if her sister Isabelle was alive. She is recounting the evening in a very fun, you know, she's very like grandiose in how she, you know, tells these little stories. And so, yeah, he finds it entertaining. I don't know who wouldn't.
Right.
But like every opportunity he has to be like, hey, wrong number. He always like either gets distracted or like something happens where he doesn't ever like respond back to that number and say, hey, wrong guy. Sorry.
Yeah. You've got you're not calling your sister.
Right. And so it's assumed he gets a decent amount of these voicemails. And so he's so entertained by it. He's like, yeah, who is this girl?
And this guy, like when we first, after this, like we see him go into his real estate office where he kind of is trying to bully a hacker guy or like another employee into like hacking into things to get him leads, which apparently is something he does. And I'm like, how are they going to turn around this asshole into being like the romantic lead? And it starts with him being totally smitten with her just from listening to these stories. And like, you can see him getting into it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, why is this working on me?
Nick Robinson
got me
is so
with this
cute.
guy.
He's
they got
so cute.
me with this guy, with this character.
I'm ready for a Nick Robinson renaissance. Kind of how, like, you know, we always get these, like, these guys who are in older... You know, like older, like things that we watch and we're like, oh my God, they're so cute. Like back in the day. And then all of a sudden they're adult men and they're in these like romantic movies. And you're like, hello? Where have you been? He's going to be in another romance movie coming out later this year. I'm like,
love that.
Nick Robin Renaissance. Let's fucking go, dude.
Okay. So Jill ends up getting asked out by a guy at work who has the same hair and mustache as Gall from Love Island.
You know what? You're so right. It is Gall. Actually,
they styled him as Gall from Love Island.
They knew. They just knew Gall would be in this fucking movie. They're like, it's going to be really hot with the Love Island crowd.
Right. It worked. It's actually, that guy is...
I was trying to remember his name, and I simply couldn't. So I was looking up
Lucas
Gage.
Things.
It's Lucas Gage.
That's right. Lucas Gage. But with Gall's hair and mustache. So Jill goes out on a date with him, and he like immediately sucks. Like he knows her sister. Just like he's just weird. He totally doesn't care about her at all, or like really take in anything she's saying. At the same time, Wes is getting like broken up with.
Yeah.
By a girl. I guess we hear later like he dates a lot of influencers and stuff and doesn't really get close to them.
He's not really they're not relationships that are meant to go anywhere. Like they're very, we talked for, dated for a little bit, but we broke up. Like he's not looking for commitment, but not in like the creepy, I'm not looking for commitment kind of way.
But I don't know. I didn't completely follow this conversation because he's getting broken up with, but then he like somehow switches it around.
He does.
They go home together.
Her.
He rizzes her.
He rizzes her back into sleeping with him.
It works. Oh, and it works. He's so good at it.
He's got the riz.
He does.
It would work on me too. So
it fucking worked. It gets worse. Like he gets even more and more my type. So Jill and the guy from work also hook up because she's just, she's lonely. She wants to hook up with someone. And he's super weird. He's like asking her to say like, it's all okay. It's going to be okay. Or things like that. That's like what gets him off. And she's like, but I don't think it is.
And it's like, of all people to ask to say that to you, maybe not the girl whose sister just died.
Yeah.
It's not going to be okay for her.
He ends up crying. It's weird. And it's like
very silly.
He like tries to talk to her at work the next day and she's like not into it. And he then makes it his mission to like sabotage her.
She's strange.
Anyway, poor Jill. But she goes to a coffee shop. And she ends up meeting this guy, Tyler, very hot man. He's a relationship podcaster like us.
I mean,
we're professional relationship podcasters.
I feel like he's more like Andrew Tate. Well, like without the red pill stuff. It's more of like that kind of.
Yes.
Well, like, let me tell you how to be in a relationship. Whereas we just say, like, this is where you fucked up.
It's like he's just not that into you.
Yes.
You know, like kind of thing. But he's there. He's waiting for a date and he's getting stood up, or he thinks he is. So he talks to Jill until his date does show up. Jill leaves, but he runs after her to get her number.
Frankly.
And she's like, oh my God.
Frankly, though, red flag. I said it while I was watching it, and I was, you know, no spoilers, guys, but I was right. The fact that the woman he was supposed to be on a date with did show up. Yes, she showed up late.
Yeah.
Whatever. But she did, in fact, show up. And the fact that he left that date to get another girl's number, to me, I would be like, that's kind of a red flag.
For the other girl.
Yeah. Well, no, for the girl that you ran after too. I don't know.
But what if it's meant to be? No, that's how he gets them.
Yeah, exactly. They're cashing in on the destiny aspect instead of the basic human respect of like, hey, don't ask another girl out on a date while you're on a date with another girl.
Maybe you'll see her again at this coffee shop. Like,
dude,
let fate decide.
Right.
But anyway, Jill's
serendipity.
She's excited about all this. So she sends another voicemail talking about this guy, all about, you know, how hot he is and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, while she's like getting ready for this date with this guy, a position for baker opens up at work, which is like the next thing she wants to do for this guy. This would be the next opening. And it's opens up because there's like a hair found on a souffle or a tart or something.
Yeah, so the guy in the current position gets fired for it. And then we find out too in this whole like, you know, back and forth that it was the coworker guy, Lucas Gage's character, that like
Gall from Love Island.
Gall from, we'll just call him Gall. It was Gall who did it, and he put the hair in the pastry as a way to sabotage that guy.
Right.
And then you can infer that he is then going to sabotage her trying to get, because they all like are, all the prep cooks are like competing for the position.
That's right. They're vying for baker.
It's like Top Chef.
So Jill goes on the date with Tyler, and it's funny because she's like, was it like Daddy's Home is playing? She's like staring at him. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But she makes herself proud because like the date goes really well, and they go back to her place and they just make out, and then she like sends him away.
She's like, you gotta go.
Before they have sex or anything. She's like, I wanted to keep it in my pants and I did. So she calls her sister, her, you know,
her sister's
phone,
voicemail,
and is like, I am, you know, like a goddess of sexual energy.
Yeah.
I denied it or whatever. And I said, and she's like telling her all about it. And Tyler shows back up in the middle of that.
Yep. And here's what she's saying, because he like left his wallet or something. And she's like, oh God, I would have died. I simply would have passed away. Simply would have passed away. I can't endure that much embarrassment. But they end up hooking up. They end up having sex.
Because he's back, she's like, fuck it, I can't. It's like, never mind. I did the resisting and now you're back. So no more. Wes listens to the voicemail and then is like, oh my God, they're hooking up right now. He's thinking about it.
He's so invested in this story. He knows all the characters. He like has opinions. There's like multiple scenes where we see Wes listening to the voicemails and being like, oh no, don't do it, Jill. Like, you know, as if he was talking to like a TV character on screen. It's so funny.
And he also looks her up on social media.
Yeah, classic. That would have been my first thing.
Yeah, I mean, because she says her full name in this one, so he's able to look her up and like is like, okay, really getting into it. Clearly, he's not happy in his life.
Yeah.
He needs something interesting.
Yeah.
So the next day, Jill doesn't get any texts from Tyler, and at first she's like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then later, like, she sees one of his videos and he's talking about, like, you know, if he's not texting you, he doesn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, and she's like, what the fuck?
She's like, I got fucking played. So she, like, calls Isabelle's voicemail and lays out this whole elaborate plan of what she's gonna do, which is that Tyler has some kind of, like, in-person speaking engagement situation. And so she's like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to fucking rip into him in front of all these people and like make him look like a fool.
That's like her second reaction, because her first reaction, she's super upset and like, you know, she leaves a voicemail and Wes is in the middle of telling his friends about these voicemails he's getting, and Jill, and they're like, well, you're gonna, like, you know, that's fine. And he's like, okay, hold on, I gotta go listen to this.
Yeah.
And at this point, he when he finds out about Tyler not texting, that's when he finds out Izzy is dead. And that's why he's getting the voicemails.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, he's like, I'm
like,
gonna
oh,
get
fuck.
my he's like, oh fuck. He gets himself sent to San Francisco for work. And that's why he, based on those voicemails where she's like, I'm going to this podcast recording, he knows where to find her.
Yep. It's it's so funny too, because it's like he's talking to his, couple friends and telling them, and at first it's like, hee hee ha ha, this is so funny, like she's calling the wrong number, doesn't realize it's not her sister, X, Y, and Z. And then you're right, he listens to that voicemail where he like finds out that Isabelle is dead, and he's like, oh, this isn't hee hee ha ha anymore.
It's not hee hee ha ha anymore.
But at this point, he is so like already in love with her. Let's all be real.
Yeah.
He already had like feels this connection to her. So at this point, it's not a matter of like, oh, I should tell her. Like, everyone's telling him that he should tell her, but he can't do it because he's like, no, I gotta find her.
It's not, he's like, how can I set this up?
Yeah.
So that I can
Set
tell
it
her,
up.
but
Another
also,
Zoe Dutch movie.
There we go. He wants to keep this happening. Obviously, if as soon as he tells her, he loses that connection to her. So he doesn't want to do that.
Right.
Okay. They go to this podcast recording. Jill, she's like the first one to speak when he's like, I'm taking, questions.
Taking questions.
And immediately, of course, Tyler is like, uh-oh.
Yep. He's like, fuck. Because she has like a hat, so she's like covering her face.
Yeah.
And then when he calls on her, she's like, oh, hi, it's me, remember? And she just fucking does exactly what I'm pretty sure any girl who's ever been ghosted by a guy or treated awfully would love to do, which is embarrass them in public in the most like empowering way possible. And that's exactly what she does. She's like, hey, what would you say if you met a guy, and like literally lays out their entire situation and just like essentially cusses him out. And as she goes to leave, like there's like silence in the room. And she's like, you can see her kind of start to clam up as if like, fuck, did I like overshoot this? And then the entire room erupts in cheers. And Wes gets to witness this in person.
Oh, yeah. If he wasn't in love with her before, which, let's be honest, he was.
Yeah.
He made it to San Francisco. So Jill kind of storms out. Everyone cheers her leaving because it's a room full of, it's all women.
Yep.
So it's like, that's
his
apparently
audience,
his audience.
which is like, dude, your audience is women and yet you treat women like shit. Hey, let's rethink that plan.
Yeah, well, exactly. They're bad people.
Yeah.
So Jill goes, she like grabs a sandwich, goes and sits on the bench that she loves to sit on and calls Isabelle's voicemail and leaves her a voicemail saying like, I'm sitting here on my bench. And she basically says like, I just wish someone would come and like a guy would come and sit next to me and we'd look at each other and we just know. She kind of gives this whole speech about love and what it would mean for her. Not that it's something that would fix anything about her, but it's just being with someone, meeting eyes with someone, knowing that things are a struggle, but you're in it together and you can have fun and find the meaning in that with each other's support. Like she it's a really nice, mature, not like the kind of over the top melodramatic rom-com style of love, just a grounded version of love.
Yeah.
Which I think is another great thing about this movie.
Well, I think that's what I enjoyed most about this movie is that while this is a movie about romantic love, finding your person, your partner, whatever you want to call it, it's not from a place of lack. And like, this is something we'll talk about a little bit later once she finds out. But like, she doesn't need romantic love. That's not why she goes on dates. That's not why she is living her life the way that she is. Like, she is a complete full person, right? And so we get to see her interact in romantic situations as a complete full person. And I feel like we don't get a lot of that. Like, generally in rom-coms, it's like, the main character is just like, oh, my life is just, like she just doesn't feel like she's not comfortable in herself or something. There's something that she has to like overcome internally in order for her to like feel like she deserves love by the end of the movie. And in this movie, that's not it at all. Like, that's not her journey. And I respect it. So while she's sitting,
Wes, later that night, you know, the sun has gone down. Wes comes up, kind of plays it cool. He listened to the voicemail.
Exactly what the voicemail
But
wanted.
he sits next to her at the bench, like tries to meet, you know, say, hey, I'm Wes. And like, but she like gets up. She's like, no, this is not, actually, I gotta go.
Like, no, but he literally starts talking to her. Like, he sits down when she just took the largest bite of a sandwich known to man. So she has like a full wad of bread in her mouth, and he's just like looking at her. And she's like trying, you know, she's doing that thing that you do when you like have a lot of food in your mouth, but you're trying to like hide it almost, or you're like, chew smaller. Don't let them know you have food in your mouth. And even when he like talks, she's like, like she can't say anything because she still has all that food in her mouth. And so then she tries to like skedaddle because she feels embarrassed, right? But he's like, hey, because he already knows her basically.
This is probably, to me, the most ethically dubious thing he does.
Yeah.
Which is
use the information he
use
has
the
about
information
her.
he has about her to get her to hang out.
Yeah.
Because he knows like what, you know, that she's looking for a good breakfast taco. So like he plays that back at her. It's like, I don't know where to find a good breakfast taco, blah, blah, blah. But it works. And she's now curious because he's kind of like, you know, where can I'm looking for a taco.
Yeah.
So they end up hanging out. They go get some food. And this is where we actually get some things about Wes, right? His background. He says like he works in real estate, but that's not his like dream.
Right.
He's playing the long game. He's just getting money. And he's like, my secret dream, I keep that close to my chest. But I'll let you know, sometime. And we also find out his mom died when he was little. And he loved her cornbread chicken pot pie.
Yeah. Dude.
Beautiful.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning, beautiful, fantastic. So they decide to like, you know, she is essentially like, hey, I'm not like, they're both like, hey, we're not
off boys.
Yeah,
and
he's
we're
like,
not,
we're not doing
girls.
that. Yeah, right. But they're like, he's essentially like, I'm here for 2 weeks or however long he's in San Francisco for work. And he's like, I mean, I would love to just get to know the city with you. Because there's, I think at one point, I would assume she says it directly to him and not in a voicemail where she's just like, because he like asked for a recommendation. She's like, yeah, I live here, but like, I don't really like know really anything. And so he's like, let's get to know San Francisco together, essentially.
It is funny because that scene ends with them being like, oh, where it's just like, you know, no romance, whatever. And then they hang out so much and she's wearing such low cut shirts in every scene. It's like, Jill, come on now. No romance.
Just
you would have worn a higher cut shirt.
Just because she says no romance doesn't mean she doesn't want him to look at how good her she has.
Right.
You know, like, come on. You gotta still gotta present your best face forward, you know?
That's fair. Among all this, at some point, Jill and another woman get sexismed at work real bad. Like the entire, like, they're all like laughing at them.
They get sexism.
They do. It's what happens. But among all that, they're hanging out, she and Wes. And then on Wes's last day in town.
Yes.
They go on like a little bus tour that's supposed to be giggle tour.
It's a giggle tour. It's a giggle tour.
But the tour guide like freaks out. He's new.
Yeah.
So Wes steps in and saves the tour. Oh my God.
A man who's not afraid
so cute about
to put himself out there and make other people laugh at him. Hot.
Yeah, because he's just like earnestly like kind of making stuff up, like not going over it. Not like a comedian being like, look how funny I am. He's literally just like doing his best.
He's literally leading a tour and he doesn't have any of the answers. He's like, and on your left, you'll see that famous squiggle street that I don't know the name of. You know, like it's very much just like natural humor versus like trying to crack jokes necessarily.
So, of course, after he gets off the bus, Jill gets off with him and they kiss because like how
he
could
gets
after
kicked
that,
off, to be fair.
He does, which I don't think would really happen.
No,
like I'm
neither.
like, I know it does, you need this for the movie, but that bus driver would not kick him off.
No, she would have been like, keep going, bro, let's go.
She would have been like, thank you. This is the best tour I've done in like years. This was so much fun.
The first time I've giggled on the giggle tour. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, like, come on. How can you not be in love with him after that?
Yeah, 100%.
This next scene is where the movie really kicked into gear for me because Jill cooks for Wes and talks to him. They have a nice chat. She tells him about her sister, and all of that history. And he invites her to his friend's wedding back in Austin when it happens. And then after that, Jill reveals the main course that she made. And she's like, I know I can't be like exactly or anything. I just guessed. But it's like a cornbread chicken pot pie. And he's just overcome with them. Like, you can see it. He doesn't say anything, but you can see how much that like I have chills just thinking about it. Like, Nick, you killed it in this, because you can see like how much that means to him and just how touched he is.
Yeah, and this was the second moment that made me cry. First moment was when her sister died.
Right.
And then second moment, because, we've gotten a little bit more of the peek behind the curtain on Wes at this point, and, his mother dying and all of that kind of stuff. And you can tell there's just this like, it's grief that's so old because it happened when he was a child, but that like, I think in one of their conversations, it's like, you would know it if you taste it. Like when you taste, there's a like that doesn't go away. Your body remembers that taste. And so the minute he put that bite in his mouth, I was like, it's destiny.
It is.
They're in love. Yeah.
And then like after, he's come back a little bit, he goes and kisses her, and
hell yeah,
things get hot and heavy. It is sexy. It is like, oh my God.
Do you know what I will say? This is one of two movies where the guy, like, not that it's the only time it happens. Nobody like come for me in the comments. But the other movie, First Time, which we did talk about, the Dylan O'Brien movie with Britt Robertson, where she's like looking through, like trying to figure out what they're gonna, I don't know, listen to or something. And he just like walks behind her and like stands behind her and then like pulls her in for a kiss. That they do that in this scene. And I'm like, that's so hot. I just want for me to be doing something.
Doing dishes.
like sexy
looking
dishes.
through some records.
Yeah. And then a hot man who I'm very attracted to comes up behind me and he wants to make out a little,
Hey, listeners, send in your resumes.
Listen, I don't ask for much. That's it.
Okay, so things are getting hot, but obviously he cannot go through with this because he has not told her anything. So he pulls away.
Yeah.
And like goes to the bathroom to like psych himself up to tell her about the voicemails.
Yeah.
Because he knows that things have gotten to the point where he really cannot let it go any further. But when he gets out, she gives him an out. She's like, it's okay. Like, we can just watch TV. And he takes it. He takes the out.
Come on, Wes.
I get it for the movie, but it was a cowardly move. But I forgive you, Wes, because, ooh.
Yeah.
And he does tell her, but she's asleep. Like, it's like, he's like, I've been listening to her voicemails, and she's asleep.
Yeah.
Needed to do that while she was awake, buddy.
Classic.
Anyway, in the morning before he leaves, he had kind of asked her like, oh, what are you going to do? Like, if you left where you work, like what would be your specialty? Every chef must have a specialty. And she's like, I'm not going to tell you. So before he leaves, she tells him like, my sister her favorite was dessert tacos. It was for a time the only thing she could eat. So that would be my specialty. And he tells her that the thing that he's saving for, this is real, Sam. He's saving for a Magic the Gathering card that would like finish a set he had that was started by his mom. His mom got him like the first one. So he's been trying to finish the set. He just needs one more card and he found one and he's super close to it.
Yeah.
The Black Lotus card. It's a real card. This was all real. And literally, so like, oh my God, have I ever been in love with someone who didn't play Magic the Gathering at some point? Like,
oh, that's so funny.
Anyway, it's just this was so real and made him like just so unbelievably attracted to
You're
me.
like, I'm already attracted to him, but that just like next tier.
They literally called him out for being like a sad boy. That's gonna get me. I mean, come on.
He is a sad boy. Hot sad boy.
Hot sad boy. Anyway, so they have that little trade of information before he goes back to Austin.
Yeah. But they're basically together at this point.
Right.
But like, so like the wedding is upcoming. There was mentions from like his two best friends, like the couple, that, you have to make a speech, right? And I think that's part of some of Wes and Jill hanging out is like, she's also like, okay, well, like, think of it, like she's trying
Helping
to help
him come
him
up with the speech. Yeah.
Exactly. And so the wedding happens.
Well, yeah. And so before the wedding, Wes promises he's going to tell her.
And we all
in
know.
person. He's
we
like,
all know.
His friends confront him. And they're like, you didn't tell her? And he's like, I'm going to tell her in person. So wedding rolls around. Obviously, he's going to have to tell her.
Right.
But the wedding is happening.
And he hasn't told her.
He hasn't told her.
He hasn't told her.
He gives a speech.
He gives a speech,
beautiful.
and it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous speech inspired by what Jill told him to say, essentially. And it also mirrors, it has a lot of like similar themes to Jill's speech for her sister at the funeral.
Yeah.
Just this idea of like fate and like how things need to go an exact certain way in order to like be here. And so like these two never would have met had he been on time for his dentist appointment. Like all of these things had to go wrong essentially or had to go, not wrong, but like had to go out of
a
normal
certain way. Yeah.
In order for them to meet. And like, luckily they did. And that kind of love makes him a believer, X, Y, and Z. It's very sweet. It's very cute. I loved it. He goes back to the table and he like gives Jill his jacket because she's cold, right? And so she's like having a great time and she like goes outside to call Isabelle.
Yeah.
And leave a voicemail about what a great time she's having. And so she calls and the breast pocket of the suit jacket starts buzzing. She's like,
That's weird.
Weird. She takes the phone out of the pocket and it says Jill. And so she's just like looking at both phones and she's like, and then because like not Nick, what is his name? Wes went to like go get a drink from the bar for them or something. And it's like outside and he sees her with both of the phones and like looking up at him. And so she starts to run, right? And Wes books it after her and he's like, Jill, wait, I can explain. Because classic, he didn't tell her, so obviously she had to find out in a traumatizing way.
You knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Wes?
Yeah, Wes, come on, get it together.
He waited too long. He tries to explain, but she's like, oh my God. So you knew this and this and this. She realizes everything and they fight. And this is where she has that comment about how like those voicemails weren't some kind of wish for a man to come join her life like that or someone to talk, like that's not what it was. She just misses her sister.
Yeah, she's just like, the only person I want here is my sister. Yeah. Brutal. Brutal
Ouchie.
for the crying Sam. It was not very good for me.
And then to make things like even worse, her voicemails from Isabelle get deleted.
Yeah, there's like
phone.
a whole series of events kind of happen. Her like phone updates and all of the voicemails are gone. So she's hella fucking depressed about that. There's also the like competition between the chefs at the fucking
next
bakery.
Thing she has to do after all this. Now she has to get tested for the baker spot.
Yeah. And she gets real creative. And the thing that we've learned about Jill as well is that like her love for baking started because her and Isabelle were always like experimenting in the kitchen. And, they would add a little bit of this and change that, whatever. So when the test is to like make a souffle, she gets a little creative and she makes like souffle pancakes with like it's very,
because the other guy sabotages her, so she's short on time, and then she's like, wait, I can't just do the same thing everyone else is doing. And she's inspired.
She gets inspired. But it doesn't really matter because Nick Offerman's character is a misogynist, as you referred to earlier, and gives the fucking Lucas Gage character the spot, even though fucking Jill reveals that the souffle is raw.
Yeah, he didn't deserve it.
He didn't fucking deserve it. He's a cheater and a liar and bad at baking.
It's just she was working so hard at this thing that you realized is rigged the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, does that hit.
Yeah.
But you know, on we go. She yells her piece. She like gets her moment and then she storms off. And it's her birthday. She like goes home and eats a dessert taco.
Mm-hmm. She tries to get everyone to walk out with her and nobody does.
Nobody does.
Yeah. So yes, it's her birthday. She's back at home. Yeah. Is she back at home or her parents come to visit her? I can't remember.
No, her parents come to visit her.
That's the one.
They show up for a surprise visit.
They show up for a surprise visit and they're like, oh my God, it's your birthday. Here's your present.
Boy, what a present. Okay.
What a present.
They give her an old sign that she and her sister made of like, you know, Jill and Izzy's, like where they were going to have a little cafe or whatever.
Their little bakery.
And they also give her Isabel's college fund.
Yep.
Obviously, she doesn't need it anymore. And they're like, you can use this to move back home and get an apartment, or you can, you know, use it for something else. It's up to you. Mm-hmm. So Jill goes for her dream.
Yeah. We get a little cutie little montage of her buying like a truck.
An old ice cream truck.
An old ice cream truck that she like redoes the whole thing to make it. And she's also like testing recipes. She tries to do the dessert tacos and none of them are like working out until she realizes maybe instead of doing it as a taco, she can like make the cone more like nachos instead. And so she kind of settles on dessert nachos. And she names her little truck Jill and Izzy's. And she tries, she's like parked at the marina. Yeah. She's like parked at the marina. The very first like people that try to buy from her, like the fucking fuse combusts and like everything gets lit on fire and it's like chaos until her friend from the bakery, the only other girl at the other place, shows up. Zella, that's right. Shows up and she's like, you asked if anybody was with you. I'm with you.
And she's like, here's what we need to do. So they change location, they change a variety of things, and they have a second opening. Goes fantastic. They totally sell out of nachos.
Yeah, because they go to like Hippie Fest or something. Yeah. Hippie something. All the high people are getting their dessert tacos and they're feeling great.
Back in Austin, Brita, Wes's friend, tells him that Jill's doing really well. He's like moping. He's sad all the time.
He's like always going to, what's it called? Rocco's?
Jose's.
Jose.
Yeah, trying to. She's like, she's not at Jose's.
Yeah, she's not at Jose's. And he's like, I just really like their tacos.
But she's like, no, Jill, I know from social media, Jill's doing really well. But it's just such a shame about her voicemails. I hope she gets those back. And Wes is like, wait, what? What about these voicemails?
Yeah.
So if you remember, he had a little hacker friend.
He did.
From the beginning. So he goes back to the hacker friend and he's like, I need you to recover these voicemails. And in return, I will give you my Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card that I worked so hard for. So he gives up his most prized, the thing that he worked so hard for.
Yeah.
He did finally get it. He gave it to this guy to try to get her voicemails back.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
He discovered he had a new dream.
And the guy,
was Jill.
Yes, the little hacker guy, he's not little. I don't know why I said that. He's just like a grown man.
He's just a man. Yeah.
The adult man is like, why don't you just call her? We just call this girl.
To be fair though, like in 9 times out of 10, I would agree with the hacker friend. But in this instance,
yeah,
no, he needed those voicemails to come back first. That's like, what a beautiful gesture.
But he does like, he calls her and leaves a voicemail as he does, saying he got a new number, a new work number, but he's going to keep the line open. Like,
and he paid for it for like a year.
A year. So she can just keep leaving the voicemails. No one will ever hear them. And even him. And he says that he'll be spending New Year's Eve at Jose's, you know, just on the off chance.
Yeah. I think Brita tells him that she's in town, or that there's like speculation on whether or not she's in town or whatever. But yeah, he's a little sad boy. And so he's like, it's like New Year's Eve Classic rom-com night of the year. He's like at home, and what's the husband's name? Brita and
Andy, maybe?
Andy. That's the guy from Glee, guys. Yeah. It's the guy
Harry
from Glee.
Shum Jr.?
Yes, Harry Shum Jr. from Glee. They show up and they're like, you're not gonna wallow, we're going out, blah, blah, blah. And then the boys get into a tussle and both fall into the pool. So Brita's like, okay, should we we're just sitting here.
Jill, it's so funny because Jill plays the voicemail that Wes leaves her for her parents, and they just they give her a look. Like,
they're like,
one of those like, this boy's in love with you.
Hey girl, I don't know if you know this.
And then Wes's friends ask him, like, what was it? Well, they're dried off after, and they're like, what did you like so much about her? What was it about her? And he talks about everything that he loved about her. And it's really sweet. And then his friends are like, well, sometimes things work out. Like, maybe you should go get there.
No, literally, Brita looks at him after he's like monologued about how he's in love with this woman. And she's like, this is the part where you run. Yeah. And he's like, shit.
So he's running to Jose's.
So he runs. Yeah.
Back at Jill's, we see the voicemail show back up on her phone.
That again, maybe I cried 5 times. I don't know. Like when she got all of those voicemails and started listening to them again, I was like, cut the cameras. I can't do this. Get me out of here. It's really sweet. And it's in that moment when she's listening to a very old voicemail. It had nothing to do with this current situation, but there's something that Isabelle says that Jill is like, gotta go.
Yeah,
essentially.
It's a sign. And so Wes runs to Jose's, and he gets there, and the place is entirely empty except for Jill. She's
our
there.
Girl's there. They're there.
And he tells her he loves her.
Because he does. He's loved her this whole time.
And they kiss.
And
Jose is like, get out of my fucking restaurant.
Yeah, they're like, we're closed. Get the fuck out. They're like, sorry, I gotta go. And then there's like a little bit of a time jump.
Yes.
And we see they're like in a park, and dessert nachos are doing great. Like it's like almost like a block party situation. There's like a DJ or whatever.
Yeah.
And Wes is there. He's like sitting on a blanket, and we see him pick up his phone and call Isabelle to leave a voicemail. And we also then see Jill call to leave Isabelle a voicemail as well. Jill is basically saying this is the last voicemail that I'm going to leave you. Meanwhile, fucking Wes is like, hey, so like I'm like in love with your sister, and I really want to ask her to move in with me. So if you could like send me a sign like that you bless this union, that would be so great, right? And so as Jill's like in the middle of leaving her voicemail for Isabelle, and it's very heartfelt. It's very moving. It's a very sweet, like, final voicemail situation. All of a sudden, the DJ starts playing Dancing on My Own by Robin, which is, we didn't mention it. Yeah, we didn't mention it, but that's, like, their song. It's
Jill
like,
and Isabelle's song.
Yeah, they would, like, dance to it. They had a whole, like, choreographed routine. Yeah, it's really sweet. And so Isabelle's like, oh my God, it's Robin. So she's like running. She's trying to get everybody in the park to like get up and start dancing. And Wes hears the song. He obviously knows like the significance of it and is like, well played, Isabelle. I get your sign. I see it. And then it's just like a really beautiful moment where she's dancing. All the strangers are dancing. You see a sneak little peek of the actress who plays her sister. Yeah, in the back. And she's doing the same choreography. And it's very, very sweet.
And then Wes joins in and he knows the choreography too. Yeah. It's so nice.
And they're just in love and happily ever after. And I was sobbing.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And it has so much depth to it that I thought it was based on a book. It's not.
It's not.
I was kind of blown away. I was like, wow, what a great adaptation because they didn't do any fucking narration, which they always do. But it's not. It's just a movie.
Yeah.
Writer, director killed it.
Do it more.
Leah,
do it again.
Yes.
Leah.
Love that.
Leah. We'll be there. Well, do you need us?
Totally, yeah.
Do you need us to buy coffees for people? I don't know. We'll do that. We'll do whatever we need to get, whatever needs to get done for you to make another one.
Set. Yeah, I could be on set.
Be in the writer's room. Like, invite us to the writer's room.
Yeah,
Why not?
Totally. Why not?
We can give you some ideas. We'll be like,
you have a whole room? I'll do that. Whole room for writing.
Yeah, it's really sweet. I genuinely, like, I sobbed so much. I probably won't be able to watch this again, to be really honest. There would have to be a lot of time in between, or I would have to watch it specifically when I want to cry, which does happen.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but I did really enjoy it. And yeah,
really good.
do more.
What age would you most like this movie, do you think?
I would have to say now.
Yeah.
I do think there's something that I don't think I would have appreciated as much if I was younger. And I think it is kind of like you said, the depth and the nuance to these characters and this story. I would have been like, no, this can't, I don't, it's too sad. It's just like sad. No, I want happy romance. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, any age, really. This is just kind of a banger.
It is
for a rom-com. I was watching it. I was like, are rom-coms back?
We're so back, baby. We're so freaking back.
But I think it really does just come down to it being made by someone who loves rom-coms.
It matters. And like genuinely, I know we've talked about this at length. I could do a fucking dissertation on this, but it's like you can feel it.
Yeah.
Like the movie doesn't even have to be, in this case, the movie is also excellent, but like the movie doesn't even have to be good for you to be like, whoever made this fucking loves these movies. Like you can feel it. There's an essence about it. And I don't know, you always just kind of leave those kinds of movies in a good mood. And minus the tears, I was like, there's love in the world.
It's cathartic for sure.
Love is real.
A lot of things, but it was mostly a positive.
Is Nick Robinson? I'm not even saying it. Why did I say his name like that? Is he married? Is he single? I feel like he's our age. I don't know. I'm just like
What's
trying
he
to
up
see.
to?
I'm just trying to see if he like has a girlfriend. God damn it. Her name is my name too. That's crazy.
Whoa.
He's dating a Samantha, so basically he's dating me. They started dating in 2019. So
that's how it works.
That's been
a while. I've never been with anyone that long.
It's not that long.
Okay, well, fantastic movie.
Yes.
Welcome to post 300 episodes.
Woo! We're just getting better with age, baby.
That's right, like a fine wine.
A fine wine.
Well, a big shout out and thank you to our $10 patrons. That would be Catherine W. and darlinghomebuddy.com, Nicole J.
Thank you so much. We love you guys. And until next week, remember to keep falling in love
with yourselves.
Bye.
If you'd like to find the Rom Complex on social media, head on over to Instagram or TikTok at The Rom Complex.
You can also find us on our website, theromcomplex.com, where you can have access to all of our latest episodes and links to our social media pages, as well as Patreon.
That's right. Our Patreon is at patreon.com/theromcomplex. Head over there and you can sign up for any tier and gain access to mini episodes, tarot readings, watch-alongs, and more. And of course, if you're a $10 patron, we will shout you out on every episode. Thanks for listening.